While most reports focus on the tragedy itself, there's a bigger story here, one that hasn't been fully uncovered. What really happened in those final moments, and what crucial details are being overlooked? This isn't just another mid-flight emergency story. It's about the hidden truths and the questions no one else is asking. From unexplained medical conditions to the airline's response, we're digging into everything the headlines aren't telling you. If you think you've heard it all, think again. Let's get into the real story behind the sudden death of this pilot. Flight TK204 from Seattle to Istanbul was like any other, until it wasn't. At 35,000 feet, something unthinkable happened. Captain Ilçahin Pehlivan, with over 17 years of experience, suddenly collapsed in the cockpit. The crew's immediate reaction was crucial, but they knew they were facing a life-and-death situation. As the co-pilot took control, a tough decision loomed: divert the flight to JFK. But why did the captain collapse without warning? This is where the story gets complicated. Just months before, Captain Pehlivan had undergone a routine health check, and everything seemed fine. But was there more beneath the surface? Despite being cleared to fly, questions remain about what could have been missed during those checkups. Pilots undergo stringent health screenings, but how effective are they? Could an undiagnosed condition or a sudden medical event have slipped through the cracks? This tragedy raises serious questions about the health standards in the aviation industry. As the captain lay unresponsive, the remaining pilots and crew had to act fast. Procedures kicked in, with the co-pilot taking command and coordinating with ground control for an emergency diversion to JFK. The pressure in the cockpit was unimaginable. Every second counted. With the Atlantic Ocean beneath them and New York still hours away, the decision to head for JFK wasn't just about logistics. It was about survival. The co-pilot's calm under pressure may have made all the difference. But was it enough? Most people on board had no idea what was unfolding just a few feet away in the cockpit. But some noticed the subtle signs: crew members moving quickly, whispers of an emergency. As the plane descended toward JFK, uncertainty filled the cabin. A few passengers shared their experiences, offering a rare glimpse into the atmosphere during those tense moments. It's these first-hand accounts that reveal a side of the story the news didn't capture: how a flight from Seattle became an unexpected landing in New York. Coordinating an emergency landing at one of the busiest airports in the world is no small feat. With countless planes coming in and out, getting clearance for a sudden diversion requires precise timing and quick communication. But the stakes were even higher with a critical medical emergency on board. The challenge wasn't just bringing the plane down safely, it was doing so while managing the lives of all 278 passengers on board. And as the wheels touched down at JFK, the real fight had only just begun. While the captain's death took center stage, the role of the co-pilot in this crisis is a story in itself. Pilots are trained for emergencies, but this situation went beyond the usual protocols. The co-pilot not only had to ensure the safety of the flight, but also manage the emotional weight of losing a colleague mid-flight. It's a part of the story that deserves more recognition. In a moment like this, where calm and quick thinking can make all the difference, this co-pilot's actions speak volumes. An emergency landing means more than just a change of destination. For the airline, it's a logistical challenge: rebooking passengers, managing delays, and coordinating with ground services. For passengers, it's a sudden change of plans. But what most people don't realize is the impact such diversions have on global flight schedules. Turkish Airlines had to scramble to minimize disruptions while ensuring their passengers got home safely. And for a major international airline, the costs of such a diversion aren't just financial, they're reputational too. Turkish Airlines quickly released a statement offering condolences and explaining the emergency landing. But if you read between the lines, there's a lot left unsaid. Why was there no immediate explanation of the captain's cause of death? Could the airline have provided more details to reassure the public? These gaps in information have left many wondering if there's more to the story. And with each unanswered question, Speculation grows. Are we really getting the full picture? Experts in both aviation and medicine have been weighing in, and the opinions are divided. Could better health monitoring have made a difference? Or was this simply an unavoidable tragedy? Some believe that advancements in in-flight medical equipment could help prevent such incidents in the future. Others point out that even with strict health standards, there are limits to what can be predicted. This incident might prompt changes in the way pilot health is assessed, but will it be enough? The aviation world is no stranger to tragedy, but each incident carries lessons. Already, conversations are starting about how airlines can better protect their crews and passengers. Will this event push airlines to invest in more frequent health screenings? Or perhaps in-flight medical upgrades? With the world watching, Turkish Airlines and the industry as a whole are under pressure to act. But what will change, and what might stay the same? While the aviation world debates, it's easy to forget those left behind. Captain Pelivan's family is grappling with a sudden, unexpected loss. They aren't just dealing with a tragedy, they're doing so under the media spotlight. Their story is a reminder that behind every headline, there are real people who bear the weight of these events. It's a reality often overshadowed, but it's a part of the story that deserves to be heard. As the investigation continues, it's clear that this incident has lessons for everyone in the industry. From the importance of quick decision-making in the cockpit to potential improvements in pilot health monitoring, there's a lot to consider. But will the aviation industry take these lessons to heart? Or will this become just another footnote in the history of flight? Only time will tell. When a tragedy like this strikes, speculation is bound to follow. Some have questioned whether there was more to the story than meets the eye. But while it's easy to get caught up in the theories, the facts are what matter most. In this chapter, we separate fact from fiction, focusing on what we know and what remains uncertain. Because at the end of the day, the truth deserves to be heard, even if it's less sensational than the rumors. Now that you've heard the details, we want to hear from you. What do you think really happened? Could this tragedy have been prevented, or was it simply a case of fate? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and let's continue the conversation. Your opinion matters, and we're eager to see what you think. This story is about more than a tragic event in the skies. It's about the questions that arise when the unexpected happens, the untold stories of those who lived through it, and the lessons that could shape the future of flight. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive into a story that deserves more than a passing glance. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more content that goes beyond the headlines.